Well, I'm going to get started. Does anybody know who I am?
Are you Joe Blow?
Yeah. Yeah. Is anybody in here from Texas?
No.
Yeah.
Not original.
Do what?
Not original.
Not originally. Where are you from originally?
Wisconsin.
Oh my
The
God.
frozen north.
The cheese guy, huh?
Beer.
Yeah. I'm from.
Cheese
I was born in Michigan.
I grew up in Canada,
Yeah.
I spent some time there.
and I don't miss it at all when I see that it's 40 below up there and it's raining here.
Yeah,
Nice thing about the range, you don't have to shovel it.
that's right.
You're kidding me. I'm from Michigan. My wife always asks me, why are you shoveling the rain? I said, just a habit. I don't know. For those of you that are,
Yeah, they've got a little bit of pizza out there.
I had a pile of papers and I don't know what I did with them.
You know, Alan Jones, you get through.
I just got to say, that's not right. Stepping
It's
on
real
it.
solid. You're gonna get them out of my truck.
Oh, I didn't get it during that baseball.
Wow. That's pretty
I
cool.
can't carry it. You're doing it anyway, so just go back. You want me to do something?
No, I already got some. Yeah, that's that one. Little break.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I've got here about 10, 20. You let me in early.
Give it a shot. This guy kind of orchestrating
I
it.
got my beer right now, Cary.
Yeah. Well, I like that first citation. Which, if there's no such license or the driver's license, not directly. Well, I like that
Whenever you
directly.
did,
I know, it's a little,
Yeah,
year
yeah.
before I was born, but.
I know.
Yeah, come on.
Well, what would you
Three.
need?
We shouldn't have any of
I
it.
mean, that's not
No,
directly,
it's
not directly affecting them personally. But that's still
Sounds
the law. In other
like
words,
it.
that's still bringing up sidewalks, not.
Let's just say that it's an
Again,
old
we're
law
going
that
with bit
would
shoot.
change it. The transition code still is for commercial. You
You
can get around that one.
I understand. And I understand that from being here, I wouldn't have known that. I was sitting so good on the TV. Listen to the speakers here.
Everybody's a diabetic, pretty much.
That's awesome.
They just
Well,
don't
a lot
want
of
to keep
people
it
don't
here.
this is therefore this is happening.
You know,
One's gotta get
You
my
know?
diabetic.
all this stuff going on out there, they're not
You know, it's like,
You realize that the
Yeah.
GPS officer
Yeah.
is the only one that can actually pull you for a traffic violation.
And then the other.
Unless the
day-
sheriff has appointed, and I think it has to be a population of like a million or so, and you can appoint up to 5 people.
Come on, man, give me a
I mean, everything that happens out there is illegal.
It's
2.5 million.
The drug
Guys in
cases,
LA,
they pull them over,
paid off.
they can't even do it anyway.
I don't know.
You know what? At all. I think it's 2.5 million actually.
Is it 2.5
Yeah,
on the
that's
county?
true. Fact.
So Cary, we're fine with
No,
5
Territory,
houses.
2.5.
But a lot of counties,
Say
we can get
something.
there.
Right.
And then that being fact, oh, it's a dog, same thing's been going on the whole time. A person in a white lab dress, 2.1 with a stethoscope. Oh, they're a doctor, I believe them now. Right here. Whatever.
This is really good.
So what's your name?
I'm done.
There's-
Linda, I'm done with that.
And this is Francine.
Francine, Linda, Francine, good to meet you.
That,
Doug, nice to meet you.
okay, this is my driver's license right
Right
here.
here.
I wanted
Okay,
you to
he's
see.
gonna film this here in a second.
By the way, Cary,
Get started.
it's recorded. Somebody wants to, Joe wants to buy your book.
Who's Joe?
Joe,
I don't know. I'll talk to him. I brought you one, so.
oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna get started. We got a good day of 2 speakers. We're gonna start now. Cary has the most success of anybody I know beating the legal system. And it's untraditional the way he does it. He wears them out. He's got the best technique. And he covers a lot of areas. So Cary, you have the floor. We're ready for you.
Okay. Does anybody, I showed this last time, but does anybody know what this is?
Some kind of code book.
Code.
Well, then I'm not gonna talk if you already know it. You know more than I do. Would you tell me what that is, please?
Seems like it's a bunch of papers.
No, it tells you right on the front. Tell me what that.
Oh, internal review.
No, Internal Revenue Service.
Internal Revenue Code.
Okay, but right where your finger is, tell me what that says. Keep going down. Keep going down. Right, no, one more down, right there. What?
Volume 1.
Now look at the next one. What is that one?
Volume 2.
Okay, let me have that. This is the Internal Revenue Code, both of them. This is the Internal Revenue Code, 14,000 pages. Okay? Because I'm here today, I got a special for you. Who wants to memorize this? Why do you laugh at me? It hurts my feelings. But who wants to memorize this in 2 days? I promise you I can make you do it. Who would like to learn this? And, well, if they're after you, okay, if they're after you, how are you going to ever defeat them or fight them if you don't understand this is what they're coming after you with? Doesn't that make sense? So, anyway, whether you want to know it or not, I'm going to show it to you. And if you will,
You normally, when you shut it
look
off.
at this and just pass it around and tell me what that
It's
is.
set up anonymously, by the way, so there's no account. Normally when you shut it off.
Do you know what that means?
No.
Who buys anything? Who in here buys
But
anything?
it'll be mad at you if you do.
Who buys anything? That's
It's done that.
there's sales tax. This is free. This is the document you fill out, and you never pay sales tax again.
That's wrong.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that important? See, but it's for Texas. Does that make sense?
Like at the grocery store?
Well, the grocery store, you don't pay taxes on groceries.
Hold it down for
But if you buy tires for your car, you do. You don't pay them then. If you go to Home Depot and buy a mixer, you don't pay for it then. Tax, sales tax. For an example, most people, not everybody, spends between $20,000 and $30,000 a year on stuff. Pots and pans, a window, a pair of shoes. If it's a woman, a pair of shoes, a pair of shoes, a pair of shoes. And you pay no sales tax on it if you want to. Just by filling this paperwork out right here. So I spend roughly $30,000 a year. Now I'm going to make it easy to math. 10%, that's $3,000. I put $3,000 in my pocket every year just for buying stuff. So if you have a car, in 3 years that's $9,000. That's a pretty good down payment. You can upgrade your car just by filling this out.
Question. How does that work when you go in to buy something? How do they?
Well,
know you
when you
have
go
to
in
buy?
there, you have to arm wrestle the cashier, and if you win, no, you just let me read it to you.
You carry that with you? Is that right?
Well, what I do is let me show you what I do. Now I don't know if it's right or wrong, but this is what I do. If I brought it, I was trying to bring it today so I could show you. You fill it out and you leave it with the store. For an example, at Home Depot, when I go to Home Depot, I put in my phone number and it takes the sales tax off. Lowe's, Lumber Liquidators, Target, Walmart. Walmart gave me a card. I have the card in here somewhere, and I'll show you. If you would, look at that and tell them what that is, would you? And so what you do is you fill this out. Now let me read you what it says. Here's what it says.
Is this only good for the store, the number of the store?
It's good at any Walmart.
No, it's good for Walmart. It's good at Walmart.
Any
Yeah.
Walmart.
It's good at any Walmart.
I've got one and I use it in New Jersey. I've used it I used it in Arizona. I've used it all over the country.
All you gotta do is present that when you're checking out.
That's right.
And you go to customer service and you ask for that form to fill out.
Ask for this, the form that we.
Yeah,
passed
so
on.
you have to go out a few things like if you're a farmer, your name and stuff like that.
Right. What you do is you fill this out, and you leave it at the customer service, and just leave. Don't worry about it. About 2 weeks, you'll get that in the mail.
But this looks like.
They'll work at gas stations
Is that
too?
here? Yeah.
Well, are you buying beer there?
You all want to see?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes, and sometimes it will work.
Anybody want to see this?
What about the gas taxes?
Well, see, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms is a legal, legitimate excise tax.
I got it.
Now, do you understand the difference between excise tax and some, do you know what an excise tax is?
Not really.
Okay, let me tell you what.
I've heard
excise
the
tax
term.
is. Okay, but that's okay. An excise tax is if I buy something and I pay 9%, and you buy something and pay 9%, is that fair?
I mean,
The answer is yes.
okay.
That's an excise tax. Who pays excise taxes? It doesn't matter. Everybody pays the same. See, does that make sense? Okay. Where the problem is with sales tax, if you buy a gallon of milk, there's no tax on it. But if you buy a spatula, there's tax on it. Now, see, I don't buy spatulas, but I do because I got the sales. See, so excise taxes are alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Those are excise taxes. Okay? My specialty is not everything. It's just taxes and the way I think. They've got now, we went 4 times, in the last 2 weeks, we went 4 times to the IRS. When I showed up, they says, "It's you again." So they called security and they drug us out. They won't even speak to us anymore. And the reason for it is, it's the way I do everything. I just do stuff, it's so off the hinge, it doesn't matter. Can I ask you a question? Do you mind?
Please,
Do you wear a hat? Do you ever wear a hat?
sometimes.
Do you? Okay. Would you stand up, put your pants on, and let us see your hat?
Are you ready?
Yep. Do you see what you did? You bought into it. You made a claim. I never make a claim. Period. Under any circumstance, I never make a claim. Because once you make the claim, now they got a hook in you. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Do you wear glasses by any chance? Okay, here. Tell me tell me if this helps you see. Wear this.
Probably can't do that.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say you wore glasses? Isn't this a glass? So if I get 2 of these, wouldn't that be glasses?
Yeah.
Huh, ain't that something? See, there's your claim. Don't make the claim. And that's my specialty.
Well, and that's what they do too, is they
That's
use
right.
those words against you.
See, what they say to you is that they say things like, okay, who in here has a piece of property that they pay property tax on? Why?
Well, I'm hoping to get.
Well, wait a minute. Well, do you have a oil well on it?
Natural gas.
Okay, you have natural gas on it. Okay. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Is it any of those? My land, when I drill a hole in it, guns pop out. So I have to pay tax on that. See, they're 9mm. They just come out of it. No. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're making a claim. Yes.
Do you have anything for road tolls? Do you have anything
Well,
to get out of road toll taxes?
yes, there is a way to do it. I'm working on a way. What I do is I have a form that I made. Now, does anybody know what a form is? First of all, let me just ask that. Does anybody know what a form is? I'm going to get into it, I promise you. Just give me a second to set it up. What's a form?
A piece of paper.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
You know where it's going.
Here's a form, right? Is that a form?
Yeah.
It is? That's a form.
Well,
Well, you set a piece of paper. If we don't know what it is, how in the world are we going to fight this situation?
Here's a form.
yeah.
Okay, now, that's not a form either. A form has a very particular definition. Okay, and because of that definition, I'm able to use that against them by sending it prior to or in front of. The 1040 comes in a booklet. They give you a 1040 and they give you a instruction booklet. I send out my form and I send a cover letter, my instruction booklet, and it's very clear. Here's my form. All you have to do is fill it out, return it so I can pay. I want to pay. Let me pay, please. I want to pay. Once I've done that, I've done everything I can do. Now I'm going to ask you this. Because of this here, I get 750 every time I do one of these. I get 750. Will you pay me the 750? Why not?
750 what?
See how simple that is? 750? Yeah, 750 what? I'm not going to tell you, but if you don't give me the 750, I'm going to take your house. Now tell me, isn't that ridiculous? Is that ridiculous? Tell me what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
They send you a statement in the mail saying, and there's no dollar signs on it. Why aren't there any dollar signs on your statement that you get from the county about your property tax? Tell me why there's no dollar signs on it.
Having to do with the venue or tender?
I'm sorry?
Having to do with the venue or tender species, maybe?
Species, that's exactly right. So what they told me was, well, just give us currency. So I went down to the airport and I bought a bunch of pesos. Pesos is currency. It's Mexican currency. Here it is. And it's 1,600 to 1. So for $1, I got my 750, whatever. So I filled a form out. Now, the word form in Black's Law Dictionary, I probably have it here. I'm going to show you what the definition is and how ridiculous what we're doing. We're allowing them to be corrupt. Don't get me wrong, they're corrupt without a doubt. They are definitely corrupt. But let me show you what they're doing to us. All right. If I can find it here real quick. Well, the definition of form in Black's Law Dictionary is model or a skeleton of an instrument to be used in a judicial proceeding. A judicial proceeding is a court of law. And it can be changed and it can be modified to fit the situation. So when you get a form in the mail, they're setting you up for failure. You can't win because did you know that's what it was? Okay, then how in the world can you fight something if you don't know who they are, what they look like, what color they are? Now, I'm going to ask one question. This is going to be very off the hinge. Is anybody in here a racist? Would you raise your hand?
Define a racist.
There's the answer. How can you not be one if you don't know what it is? I'm one. I drive a Chevy.
That's right. I like to race.
That's a razor.
See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm see when they ask us a question, the first thing, no, I didn't do that. I didn't. It's not me. What are you talking? That's the answer. Why? How do you know you're not? How do you know you're not if you don't know what it is? You told me what a form was and it ain't, is it? So how can you fill out something you don't know what it is? So I come up with my own form. I have a form that I use against them. When I get the property tax, I send it back to them. In my cover letter, it says, if you don't answer the question, sign it, return it. You agree. I don't owe the money. Now I've got some kind of traction I can get. That's your answer. When you get your toll tags, you send in the form. On the form, it's going to say you changed the form. It looks like a 1040, but it's in the Word so you can change it. And what do you say? I got these toll tags. I want to pay it. Please let me pay it. I beg you to let me pay it. I want to pay it. What specie will you accept? Does anybody know what the word specie means in Black's Law Dictionary? Well, again, how are we going to fight this if we don't understand that? Does that make sense? Okay, I was born in Michigan. We say you guys. What do you say here? You mind me? Okay, so y'all and you guys are the same. You guys means I expose myself in public. What do you say?
What y'all means?
Well, wait a minute. I already know what y'all means. It means you expose yourself.
Oh,
So isn't that what you just said?
no.
Okay, I said you guys. What do you say? You said y'all. Did you not?
Okay.
Then, so you made a claim, didn't you?
I guess.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Yes, sir.
So you send them a notice, you say, I owe you some money, I want to pay you.
No. I owe you. What do I owe you?
What species will you
There
accept?
you go. What will you take?
And what happens if they A, answer, or B, don't answer?
Prison? You don't owe. They won't answer you. I've been doing this since 1988.
All right, so you keep a record of it, you keep a copy of
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah.
You
They
send
can
certified
answer.
mail?
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
And then what I do is after
So why won't they answer Federal Reserve notes?
because it's illegal.
It's unconstitutional.
Well, okay, now we got a different argument. You can't say that. It may be unconstitutional, but you can't use the Constitution in a statutory court. We gotta get away from that. And the reason for it is, I'm gonna get a constitutional judgment. Once I get my judgment, I'm gonna take it to the constitutional sheriff to help me invoke it. Where's the constitutional sheriff? There ain't one. So, the nice thing about the statutes is they always give you a back door. They always give you a remedy. See where I'm coming from? Now, is this online? Do you know if I'm online or not?
No.
I'm not? Okay.
Do you want to be online?
Well, if I could, I can show you.
I can turn on my hotspot and you can log into my hotspot.
I have a hotspot too, I can do that too. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. But, all right. Title 31 is money and finance. You might want to write this down. Title 31 is money and finance. That's the treasury. Okay? Now, for those that you know, there's 50 titles. Title 50 is the military. Title 26 is income taxes. Title 27 is VA, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Title 18 is crimes and criminal procedures. So if you violate Title 18, you go to prison. Title 31 is the treasury. So under Title 31, Section 3124, it says, stocks and obligations of the federal government are exempt from taxation by a state or a political subdivision of a state.
Say that a couple of times.
No, I won't.
Please and thank you.
Okay. Title 31, Section 3124 says stocks and obligations of the federal government are exempt from taxation by a state or a political subdivision of a state. Yes, sir.
What about, are they exempt from taxation by the feds?
Isn't that funny? Under Title 26, Section 1271 through 1274 says the notes cannot be taxed. And what does it say on a Federal Reserve note? Notes cannot be taxed according to Title 26.
So stocks and obligations of the federal government cannot be taxed.
No, are exempt
Are exempt.
from taxation. Does that make sense? Okay, so if they're exempt from taxation, don't we need to know what they mean, what they are? Okay, under Title 18.
Wait, before you go on, what are stocks and obligations?
Well, then we're going to find out. Under Title 18, that's crimes and criminal procedures. Okay, this means if they violate this, it's a felony. So under Title 18, Section 8, it says stocks and obligations defined. Stocks and obligations, you got a question? Stocks and obligations are, and they list about 6 of them. Federal Reserve notes are listed. So Federal Reserve notes are exempt from taxation. My question to you is, when you get your tax bill for your property taxes, and you have a $200,000 house, what is that $200,000
What is it, what?
figured in?
Notes.
Federal Reserve notes.
Yeah.
Okay,
What was the question again?
what are they figured in?
For your what, property tax?
Yeah, your house, it says it's worth $200,000. What is the $200,000 figured in?
Dollars.
That's Federal Reserve notes.
Yeah.
You made a claim. I refuse to make a claim.
Oh,
I have no clue. I am not.
Yeah, you need to tell us what that's calculated.
There you go. So I'm not an attorney. I cannot make a legal determination. Now you're seeing my form. I am not an attorney. I cannot make a legal determination. I'm ready, willing, and able to pay that, whatever it is. I just need to know what it is. I'm sorry.
Is that buttons?
There you go. See? So if you'll tell me what it is, then I put a line and I put everything that Title 18, Section 8 says. If you sign it, return it, I'll pay whatever you ask. I'll bring it down. No problem. If you don't, then you admit it. I don't owe it. Therefore, it can't be paid because you don't owe it either. Then I do a fault, then I do a default. I take my default down to the county and I file my default, put it in an envelope, mail it to them, and paid as, here's the payment. You didn't tell me how to pay it. And I send them the default. Guess what I get back?
apology?
No?
That's
a right on that.
Thank you for your payment. Amen.
Haha.
Why? Under the UCC, I think it's 3-603, I'm not sure, that's really not my expertise. It says, payment offered,
Thank you.
payment rejected is debt paid. Doesn't that make sense?
It's
Yep.
wonderful.
It's a beautiful thing. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. Now, I don't look at stuff the normal way. So when I get a ticket, I go into the,
Court?
see, you made a claim. No, I go see the judge at his house. Yes, I go to the court, and while I'm there, the
So-called
first
court.
question out of my mouth, does this court have jurisdiction? What do you think they say? 100% of the time.
Of course we have jurisdiction.
Oh, they just made a claim, didn't they? Now, guess what? I break it off. Because, oh, you have it? I got a ticket. It's a transportation ticket. So this is a transportation code court. Is that what you just said? I don't. Well, see what they just did? They made a claim. So then I say, well, under 541, that is the transportation code in Texas, it's 541. .201 says, I'm going to paraphrase it. Transportation code is for commercial use only. So now I don't have to prove anything. Now let me show you what I'm trying to say. Can I ask you a question? Okay. I'm going to ask a question and it's going to make you mad, but I want you to answer it. Okay? You're the dumbest female in the room. Would you now defend that for me?
What's dumb?
Define dumb.
See, okay, you ain't got enough upstairs. You don't have enough upstairs to carry on. You're the dumbest female in the room.
Define the room.
See how simple this is? Isn't this simple? See, or the way I answer it is, huh, thank you. What proof do you have that I'm the dumbest? And I just sit down. Well, they made this claim. They made the claim. So I give them a few minutes and they're stumbling. Judge, strike it from the record. They made a claim, they can't back the claim, therefore the claim is frivolous. I sit back down. Judge says, strike it from the record. They can't use it against me, and they can't bring it back up. When I was indicted, I was there 9.5 hours. They used 4 questions. They got 4 questions that they could use, but all 4 of them didn't hurt me. They didn't hurt me at all. I'm going to ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but do you mind giving me your name?
Linda,
Good. Now ask me the same question.
do you mind giving me your name?
Not at all.
That's good. I like that. What is your name?
Thank you for asking. Name is what I go by. Fat boy. You still can't use it. See?
So what are we trying to accomplish by that?
Okay. When you go to court, I make no claims.
Okay,
What's your name? Cary. I just made a claim that I'm Cary. On their ticket it says Cary. See? Can you state your name for the record? Yes! I sure can. Not a problem.
Bubba.
See?
Yeah.
Now, the problem they're having is, I have a glossary page, okay? I walk in and I try to hand them my glossary page. On the glossary page, it defines words by Black's Law Dictionary. What do you think they always say?
We're not using that.
Huh, since we're not using it, we have no meeting of the minds. So, in Alaska, on the Kodiak Island, what's there? Anyway,
Bears.
snow. See, do you
Sometimes,
see?
Cary, you made a mistake. Sometimes. I got you.
Do you see how, we can't make your claim. I don't make the claim. See? But it's called a red herring. Do you know what a red herring is? Yes.
Okay, so how about if after all that, words, play and game, they directly say, what's your name?
I'll be glad to tell you. Name is what I go by.
Okay, so how would you say your
Name is what I go by. Do you want it?
Yes.
Big boy.
Official, your official name.
Oh, what's official mean? I don't understand.
The one on your driver's license.
I don't have a driver's license.
On your birth certificate.
I don't have a birth certificate.
But you.
What's a birth certificate?
See? What's a birth? I have a certificate of live birth.
Okay,
Will that work?
I have the name, yeah, name of that.
Gerald and Billy's son. That's my dad and my mom. You're going to get tired of asking me because what I'm going to say is, okay, are we using my glossary page? Are we using my glossary page? No. Oh, I'm confused. You're going to define every single thing. Now, I'm going to ask you, yes.
Have you ever been held in contempt?
Never.
Judge?
Never. Because how can I be held in contempt? Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You being a doctor, you're the smartest man in the room, no question. Hiya baka baka. Answer it. If you don't answer it, I'm going to put you in jail.
I couldn't have said so better myself.
Okay, see, now there it is. See, I can't answer something I don't understand. What do you want me to get you? See, you want me to get you an attorney? Oh, would he be my translator? Yeah, here's my translation right here. I got my, see, I translated. I got a translation. See what I'm saying? I'm going to ask you another question if you don't mind. Are you married? Okay.
Okay, so
It's too late. You already messed up. Okay. So you've never worked? In other words, you've been a lazy, good for nothing, no good all your life?
yes.
Do you see how you're defended? See? Ask me the same question.
Which one?
Ask me if I'm married.
Are you married?
Thank you for asking. I don't know. What does married mean? Because you're not using my glossary page, so I have no idea. Well, what do you think it means? I've been married 17 times. I've had 17 jobs. What do you mean? Well, every time I get a job, I'm married to that job. I work night and day. So I've been married 17 times. What we meant? Well, I asked you, you wouldn't tell me. Now I control it. I control the conversation 100% of the time. I don't play defense. When I was young, I played basketball. And what we would do is we'd go out there and I would play full court press. In other words, they had the ball, but I play offense on them all the time. Because if they dropped the ball, I got me 2 points. I got me 2 points. See, in other words, I play offense 100% of the time. I'm going to ask you this. In football, are there 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time? No. Why? One's offense and one's defense. If you're playing me, then I'm always on the field. I'm the quarterback. I'll be on the field 100% of the time.
You could be wrong with that, Cary.
Okay?
Some teams have starters on both offense and defense.
Right?
So it could be a guy that plays linebacker on defense and quarterback later. He's still a quarterback.
No,
Not the power to play, but
no, he's
yeah,
not. No, he's not. He's a linebacker.
at that time, but he's
Okay.
also a quarterback.
See?
In future
You want to
times.
fight? You want to? Great! We're talking about a ticket. Okay, what position? What linebacker? Right or left?
What's a linebacker?
See? Now I got you. You're defending again. I don't care. I will not make a claim. Who in here is a taxpayer? Will you raise your hand? Okay. Are you a taxpayer? Are you a taxpayer?
What's a taxpayer?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Somebody that pays taxes, I guess. Are you a taxpayer?
What's a tax?
What is a tax?
Do you see what's happening now?
Yeah.
You're making me show you my cards.
Right.
No, I'm going to make a deal with somebody. There's $500,000 at stake. I want you to pick the most, the greater amount, the largest amount, 3 or 30. If you pick the biggest amount, you get the $500,000. If you don't, I get it. You want 3 or 30?
Of what?
Spots. The spots are the same, whether it's 3 or it's 30. They're the same color, same size. You want 3 or 30? Great. We're playing poker. I got 3 aces. That's 3 spots. You got 3 tens. Which one wins? Thank you for the 500,000. What's the answer? See how, you see what happened? That's what they're doing to us. Ain't that something? See, now, what they're doing to us is, they're called a red herring. Back there in the back of the baseball cap, can I ask you a question? What color is an orange shirt?
Orange.
Okay, I'm blind.
What's orange?
I'm colorblind. Does anybody in here have an orange shirt? Raise your hand for me. Oh, yours is gray. See how you made a claim? What's the answer?
What's orange?
To whom? Or what's orange? To whom? Well, to Karen. I don't know. See, to you, then you would say orange. Well, it looks gray to me. I don't care what it looks like to you because you asked me what it was to me. Doesn't that make sense? See, I never make the claim. By never making a claim, when the IRS writes me a letter that says you owe $525,000, that's impossible. I haven't made a claim yet. There's been no claim. How can I owe $500,000? Oh, maybe you owe me $500,000. So I write the letter back saying, thank you for the claim. Let me tell you where to send the check to. See, now they're CYA because they made a claim against me and I didn't make the claim. Doesn't that make sense?
Explain how they made a claim to you.
You owe me $500,000. I've never made a claim. I don't make claims. If I don't make the claim and they say that they're owed $500,000, who owes who $500,000?
I'm not following this.
Okay. You owe me $500,000.
Who is you?
See? Now all of a sudden, we have a claim in the air of $500,000. I didn't make the claim. So they're making a claim. That must be my money. So I write it back saying, thank you. Thank you for the money. Here, make the check payable to. I put my name there. Send it to this address. I'll be glad to cash it for you. And by the way, 10 days is perfect for me. Do you see how this works?
Do you put payable within 10 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Payable within 10 days. If you don't, then you owe me $700,000. Don't matter to me.
And interest.
Yeah. So now, in 10 days, on the 11th day, I write another letter saying, hey, by the way, I missed the $500,000. Since you didn't give it to me, you agree, and I put it right on it. If you don't pay me the $500,000 in 10 days, you agree to the $250,000 that I'm going to charge you for a late fee. Where's my $750,000? You got 10 more days. Pretty soon, they owe me a $500,000, $500 million, whatever it is. I don't care. See, so what they do is they stay away from me because they can't get their arms around my thinking pattern. Does that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Okay, so if you get a ticket, Now, I want you to think about this. If you go to court, what do you say? What do you tell them?
I got the question.
Okay.
Do you have jurisdiction?
Well, yeah, I sure do.
Prove it.
See how simple that is? Well, we don't have to. We got a statute that says we don't have to. Oh, so there's a statute we don't have to? Cool.
What kind of court is this? Is this a code court or law court?
See, you're putting them in the corner. Is this a constitutional court? See, what I always say is, once I get him, I put the police officer, I put him on the stand. They always say you can't ask him any legal questions, because if you ask him legal questions, he's not an attorney. Sounds good to me. So my first question out of my mouth to the police officer is, are you in law enforcement? Is that a fair question? What do you think he says? Huh? Cool. What law do you enforce?
What do you enforce?
I don't care. What law do you enforce?
I enforce tickets on.
Cool. So in other words, you only enforce tickets. So if I beat you my wife, would you show up if there's a 911 call? So you're a liar. Next! See, I don't care. It doesn't make me any difference. See, I don't make the claim. Let them make the claim. Once they make the claim, guess what? It's over for them. It's over. I have somebody in here who, if they don't mind talking, that I have proof to what I do, it works. Do you mind?
Yeah,
Darren?
go ahead. You want to tell them about our situation?
Okay, Darren has a situation in one of the cities around here, and he can't do what he's doing. So we went down there and we started asking questions just like this. So what they're doing is they're telling us all kinds of stuff. They showed up at his trial because of the way I put it there and the way we have our notes and the way we got them set up. The city says, can we have a continuance? The judge says, how long? He said, 11 months. So now he's in a lawsuit for 11 months. Now, he's doing what did, yes?
Plus, I'd like to add that you went and talked to the city manager, and that city manager is not there anymore. They had to get a new one.
They had to get a new one because they cut him loose because he gave us, see, I'm just an idiot. So he's got 11 months. When they come by and say you can't do it, he gives them their court order. Well, wait a minute, I got a court order from the judge saying that you're under continuance. You're gonna prejudice my case. They get the car and they drive off. He just keeps doing it. He's breaking the law, wide open, in front of the police. When he walks up and hands him a ticket, he hands him the court order saying, this court order says I'm under the court's supervision. They get back in the car, put the ticket in their pocket, and they drive off. Think about this a minute. How in the world, let me ask you a question. Who in here believes that we should beat children? Who in here believes we should beat children? Am I the only one?
What's beat children?
See how simple that is? Okay, then what, you don't think I should beat a dog when it comes into my yard and starts biting me? I shouldn't be able to beat it. My dog's name is Children. And that sucker's that tall, and it's got a mouth like that, and it's part lion. So you're telling me I can't beat my... Okay, come on over and let me show you. I'll throw you over the fence so I can go in the backyard and pick something up. See what I'm saying? I never make a claim, no matter how ridiculous it is. See? Do you mind if I ask you another question, lady in the back? Do you wear hats by any chance? Do you ever wear a hat?
What is a hat?
See how simple that is? But well, a hat is, you put it on your foot, double thick, and then you put your shoe in it. No, I don't do that. See how simple that is? Because that's called a red herring. They'll ask you a question. Then when they ask you a question, it won't be about anything. See? Today we're here thanks to the New York pizza. We're eating pizza and we're having drinks and I'm up here acting a fool. Has anybody ever eaten pizza before?
What's pizza?
See how simple that is? Well, I don't know. Would it be easier? Well, let me define what pizza is. Pizza is a sandwich that has manure spread across it. Remember I told you I'm from Michigan. In Michigan, that's how we do it. Really?
What is eating?
Say that again?
Define eating.
See, do you see what happens is you can only go so far and then they'll put their foot down. But I've just got it, I've mastered it. I walk in with my glossary page. As soon as I hand them my glossary page, they look at it and say, we're not going to use this. We're not using what? You're not using your glossary page. Ooh, okay. So when I was indicted, I handed them my glossary page and the judge and the attorney and both IRS agents, all 5 FBI agents and 3 Treasury agents threw it on the front and said, we're not using it. Okay, that's fair. That's more than fair. For the record, would you give us your name? Absolutely. Well, would you state your name? Absolutely. 1965. Chevy. Impala. Oh, I forgot to say, it's a 4-speed. Fastest car in the county. The judge says, what are you doing? I don't understand why she asked me about my first car. The first car, I don't know what it has to do with this case, but hey, if she wants to know anything else, I'll be glad to tell her. He looked at me. She didn't ask you that. From her lips to my ears, she asked me what my first car was. Oh, it's red. And from that point on, 9.5 hours went just like that. And they were ready to pull their hair out. The foreman of the jury stood up and says, hey, he's got clean hands and a pure heart, let him go. Man, oh man. He doesn't have a clue. He unchained me and I left. You gotta understand something, see? I don't play their game. I'm a nut job, okay? I'm a nut job. So that's what happens, see? They had me chained here, chained on the ankles, chained here, a chain from here to here, and then a chain going to the floor, and it had an eye bolt with a padlock on it. And I said, say that again?
What color was your jumpsuit?
Well, I didn't have a jumpsuit on. They picked me up at the house and I had pajamas on. I had a pair of pajamas, no shoes, and I had a pajama top on. And I'm standing there, and the lady, she asked me some question. She says, I gotta go to the bathroom. You'll have to wait! I don't have to go anymore. And the lady looked at me and said, what? I can't believe you did that! No problem. No. So she asked me the next question. I said, I'm going to push this as hard as I can. So she asked me another question. I says, I gotta poop. Marshals, get up here! So they unhooked me and walked me out. I said, you know, you should have done that to start with. Because see, the judge asked me, he said, are you really that stupid? No, I'm stupider than that. Let's find out what, let me tell you who you're dealing with. When I was in the 7th grade, I rode the short bus. Does anybody know what the short bus is? Does anybody know what the short bus is? What is it?
It's challenge.
The mentally challenged, right. So I said, and you're not going to believe this, in the 8th grade, I licked the windows in the short bus. And he looks at me and he says, oh my God. Because see, I don't fit their mold. Does that make sense? See? Does anybody in here have a college degree? Okay. Okay.
What's a degree?
See, you just screwed yourself there, buddy. See, I have a PhD. And what I did was,
Piled higher and deeper.
oh God, no, that's insulting.
Public high school diploma.
High school diploma. And the judge went off the hinge. He said, where'd you get your PhD? I said, Reed City High School. What? See? I told you. I make no claims. Doesn't that make sense? So what I'm trying to help you with here is make no claims if you can. And the reason for it is, let me sit down here. I'm going to get something up here, and I'm going to show you why, in my opinion, you should never make any claims. Okay. And what happens, because when you make a claim, this is what happens to you. You become like me. All these are documents that I use. I do my computer different too. That way if they come in, they can't find what they're looking for. All right. That's what I'm looking for. See, I can't even find it. So if I can't find it, I know they can.
You get it.
See?
Put the cyber ninjas on it.
It was in file F before.
It is here.
Do you know the name? You can do a search. You can search.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Hit Control F.
That makes too much sense. Now let's see if I can even pull it out. Okay, let me make this smaller if it'll even do it. Oh shoot, it's not going to do it. I need somehow it's not working for me. I don't know how to do it. So let me pull it up. Would you pull it up on your phone maybe? Here, let me pull it up on the phone. Yes.
Do you enter your glossary in evidence? Do you try and get them to accept it and put it in the record?
I don't care. I try to, but they always say no. So once they say no, would you put in here
With the site,
1040 instructions?
So
Yeah.
you want to put them in a position where there's no meeting of the minds. If they refuse to do that, you try and get it in the
Yeah.
transcript?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you don't understand how difficult it is to deal with me. You just don't understand. The judge called me and said, "You're slimy." Thank you. That's not a compliment.
As if he's-
Coming from you.
as if he's got a-
Yes, it is. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
See, what I'm trying to tell you is, I took my truck, it didn't start, so I took it to in, and the guy said, it's gonna be $5,000 to fix it. Ah, go ahead and fix it, go ahead and fix it. The truck has 500,000 miles on it, so I spent $5,000 fixing it. When I got there, he put an engine, a transmission, a front end, a rear end, put 2 doors on it, a roof, and a back glass. I said, was all that bad? No, wasn't bad. But I needed $5,000. Oh, good, that's a good deal. Doesn't that make sense? See, you wouldn't do that, would you? Wouldn't you want to know what it is? So when they talk to me, I want to know what they're saying. Doesn't that make perfect sense to you? Okay, now let me read you what it says. This is titled the 1040 Instruction Booklet. I'm going to read it to you, and when I do, I'm going to show you how I deal with the Internal Revenue Service on every day. Give me a second here and I'll have it. So what I try to do is I make them make the claim. Does that make sense? See, the IRS will come after me and they'll say something like, you didn't file a 1040. I didn't file a 1040. Did you lose it? I'm confused. So you want me to mail you one now? What do you mean? Well, I filed it. Did you lose it? See, the word file means put it in a box and put a string or a wire across it for good safekeeping. See? Doesn't that make sense? So that's what I do all the time. Okay? So what I try to do is I try to make it difficult for them, in case you didn't notice that.
Did you understand what he said?
No.
It's critical because the IRS says you can mail the return or file it.
Okay, here's what it says. Our legal right to ask. Our is the IRS. The IRS has a legal right to ask. What's the opposite of legal?
Illegal.
Okay, so then they must have an illegal right to ask, right? So the IRS's legal right to ask is in 6001, 6011, 6012A, and their regulations. They, who's they?
IRS.
No. They. Wouldn't it be 6001, 6011, 6012A? And the regulations say you must file a return or statement. So let me ask anybody here, if you don't mind, who did you file a 1040, ma'am, with the hat? Hello? Hello? Okay, let me make it real easy for you. Did you file? Did you file a 1040? Why?
She thinks you're trying to trick her.
No, I'm trying to help you. Because if they ask you this, all right, you're in court, you're going to prison, you're handcuffed like I was, you're going to prison. Did you file a 1040? No. Okay, why? By your silence, you're going to go to prison for 120 days, and we'll just bring you back. No big deal. Why? There's got to be a reason.
I don't know what filing is.
Really? So you're going to sit here and tell the court you don't know what filing is?
I got a poop.
Do you see how, see, this is what they do to you, all right? Under the Paper Reduction Act, I don't file a 1040. Why? Because under the Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice that the IRS writes on page 108 of the 1040 instructions says I must file a return or statement. I'm current on all my statements. I file a statement every single year.
What's a statement?
Eat, shit, and die. And I sign it, date it, put it in the Isn't that a statement?
That's a statement.
It's a declaration.
And I put it in my box and it says you must file with us. Who's us?
US.
Ain't that something? I got a box at home and I wrote US on it. And I eat shit and die, sign it, date it, put it in my box. And I put my string across it.
Do you put a little label at the top, like what year?
Yeah, well, I got the year, I typed the year on it, signed it, so I just have to go through there and find the year, so it's not a big deal. Well, I'm current on all my statements. Okay, here's what you have to do. You have to drink Ozarka or a fifth of whiskey.
What's a fifth of whiskey?
It's alcohol. What are you gonna do?
Gonna drink water.
What does that say?
It says Ozarka water.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it says Ozarka.
See?
Well, it does say 100% natural spring water.
Okay, so you see, you can do one or the other. So I do one or the other, return or statement. Buddy, I do the statement every single year.
But you don't send it in.
It doesn't say to send it in. It says file.
File with us.
That's right.
See?
So he's got a file named us.
If you look up the word file in Black's Law Dictionary, it says put a string or a wire over your file for safekeeping. So I put it in my box that says us, and I put a string over it for safekeeping.
How thick is this, how thick is it?
How
The
thick is
string,
what?
the string.
It doesn't say.
Okay, so get each size you want.
Yeah, get anything you want. Or wire. Does anybody know what a Romax is? The wire you run in the house? I got a piece of that over mine. Yes.
I want to ask you something about the glossary. If we
Yes.
go back to that.
Sure, go right ahead.
So you take your definition, the glossary.
It's not mine, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, but you took it out of the law book.
Mhm.
You ask that, you say, here's my glossary. They say no.
Yep.
What is it that you're, explain to me, please, what you are trying to accomplish with that?
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. In Michigan, we say, my butt hurts. What do you say in Texas? Hello? Hello?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? That's what that glossary's for. My butt hurts means my eye right here. It's got this sore spot in it. It's defined right there. So when they say my butt hurts, it's right here. See it? I control everything. But if you say we're not using it, see? Excuse me, Your Honor. Excuse me, Your Honor, my butt hurts. It does? Yeah. You want to come look at it for me? See, it becomes a zoo. Now, let me ask you a question. You live in Texas. Have you ever eaten a rattlesnake?
No.
How do you know? You made a claim. See, now I'm going to put you in the corner and I'm going to prove you did not eat a claim. Prove that you've never eaten a rattlesnake. Prove it. You're going to jail. Now it's just a matter of how long. Because did you lie to the court or not?
No.
Okay? Have you ever eaten a school lunch? Those are rattlesnakes. They put it in there as filler. So how many years do you want? 10 or 20? See, you walked right into it. Have I ever eaten a rattlesnake? I don't know. What do you think they taste like? What do you think a rattlesnake tastes like?
Chicken.
No. Bald eagle. How many people do you know has eaten bald eagle? See? Nobody has eaten bald eagle. So hey, you can't eat it. Yeah, you need to put a trap and you catch it and then you pull the feathers off, you gut it, and then you put it on the grill. Mm-hmm. See? When you say I can't, that's a dumb thing to say. They eat just like anything else. In fact, the bald eagle has all the dark meat, and I love dark meat. There's no white meat on it. See? You can't prove it. Because nobody's ever done it, yeah.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Never. I plead innocent to proven guilty. And they always say we don't have that. We have guilty, not guilty, and nolo contendere. I said, well, I'm not any of those, so let me replead. I'm a 48-year-old Negro woman. And I said, he said, well, you're not that. I know, but I'm not that either. I thought you wanted something we weren't. I'm telling you, it's a zoo, bud. Doesn't that make sense?
It's beginning to.
Okay, let me ask you, I'm gonna ask you a question. No, I'm gonna ask you a question. This is on camera, okay? Does this shirt make me look fat?
Yep.
No, it doesn't, because I wore a blue one earlier and it made me look fat too, so it's not the shirt. See, do you see what happens? So now, I'm telling you, okay? I'm saying this, I'm an asshole. And that's what they always tell me, oh God, the asshole's back. Thank you. Now let me ask you a question. I want you to try to answer this if you can. Does a fart stink?
Yeah.
Who said yes? Raise your hand, who said yes? Okay, so my grandson in Houston just farted. You smell it?
No.
Well, then you're lying. You're a freaking liar, dude. Okay, so now it's not a matter of you're going to jail. You're going. Now it's just a matter of how long. You perjured yourself. You lied to the court. That's 10 years minimum. Let's see if I can squeeze a few more years out of you. You know what the answer to that is? To whom?
Yeah, really.
See? To you. No. I love the smell of them. They smell good in the morning. I can hardly wait. Do you understand how ridiculous this is? Okay.
Yeah, the courtroom.
Has anybody in here ever ate
Just to get him out.
ground horse and ate it as a burger? Well, by your silence, I assume everybody in here does. Okay, then what does it taste like?
What's ground horse?
See how simple that is? Because if you don't prerequisite, there's my glossary page, then I will say, oh, because you didn't answer, you're ashamed of it. You have. Now, what does it taste like?
Chicken.
See,
Tastes
now
like
you're not-
chicken.
Okay.
Tastes
It's not
like
my
bald
fault.
eagle.
Yes, there you go. You're not. It's not that you're not going to jail. You're going to jail. Now it's a matter of how long. See, they would ask me questions, and I got so ridiculous. The guy said he was asking me okay. Do you know Don Friedel is what they asked me. Do you know Don Friedel? No. Do you know Don Friedel? No. Well, here's a picture. You stand beside. Oh, that's Donald. Now, the whole question, they can't use it. It's no good.
So let's say they accept your glossary.
They don't.
They're done, buddy. It's done. Because they'll say to me, you want to pay a fine? I got fine defined. What do you want me to pay in? Money. Money's defined.
Okay, but
Guilty. Guilty's fine.
yeah, but your glossary page can't handle every single.
No, it doesn't, but I don't need to. I don't need to. Let me ask you a question. Do you drive anywhere?
What's drive?
See how simple that is? Duh!
Okay, because it's not inside your glossary page drive?
Then I would ask him, were you driving your truck yesterday? What the hell's drive, dude? Explain to me. Well, it's not in your glossary page. I know, that's why I don't understand. Well, were you sitting behind the seat with the steering wheel in your hand, with your foot on the gas, and you thinking D? Yes! He defined it for me. Now I can admit to it. Right?
Okay, so he defines it and then you admit to yes.
If he defines it, then he can't hurt you. Okay.
Oh, really? So why is that?
Okay, let me show you why.
Like I say, okay,
Okay.
did you murder a person? And then you'll say, well, a murder is taking the life of a person.
Okay, then I would say no because I didn't do it. I'm not going to admit it if I didn't do it. Let me show you what I'm saying. I make the best, bar none, ham and cheese omelet. Better than anywhere on the planet. Nobody can make it. How many eggs do you want me to put in your so I know how much ham and cheese to put? How many eggs?
2.
2 it is. I use ostrich eggs, or 11 eggs each. So you're going to eat 22 eggs? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
It'll be a big omelet.
I didn't say.
I should ask what kind of egg.
Duh! See, I do that to it don't matter to me, see?
Do you really have a glossary?
I do. I do. Would you like to see it?
Not now.
Would you like to see it? I have it printed on my... You didn't ask. I have it in here, I'll show it to you. What I'm trying to do, do you see how I'm ridiculous? I'm absolutely ridiculous. Yes, ma'am.
Don't you ever have proof to you that you're a commercial driver, that you're doing commerce?
Nope. Okay, now let me reverse that. You prove you're not.
That's impossible.
You can't prove a negative.
Yeah.
So I don't do that.
I do it on the side of the road. I tell them, look at
Not me. When the
look
cop,
inside, you see goods are searched.
see what you're doing? You're already in that mode. Yep, I sure do. I see 17 cases of lumber in the back of your truck. What ain't back there?
How do you know
Well,
that?
it's also got concrete back there, and you're pulling a 40-foot trailer with a half-ton truck. Now what?
How do you know that's not my property?
See? So what I do is when the cop walks up, I roll the window down that far. Can I help you? Yeah. Did you roll your window down? No. They always say, why not? Why not what? Why don't you roll your window down? Oh, because the government you work for said guns kill people. I'm a people, you got a known killer wrapped around your ear and you're laying in bed. Take that off and put it in your cruiser and I'll get out of the car and we'll have a party. I'll send you a table, I'll buy you some beer. How's that sound? I can't take it off, then I can't get out of my truck to take the chance that I'm going to die on the side of the road today. Or, will you admit guns don't kill people? See, he's screwed or he's screwed. Don't matter to me. He's either on top or he's on bottom. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
Doesn't that make
throw
sense?
people through the window too.
That's fine. See? That's fine.
Okay.
He'll ask me, he said, do you have any weapons? No. Well, what's that 9mm over there? It's an arm, and I have a right to keep and bear it, so I hand you the Second Amendment. Right through the little slit in the window. See? I don't have any, I make no claim under any. Let me ask you a question. Do you wear tennis shoes? Do you wear tennis shoes?
What's a tennis shoe?
See, okay, it depends. I don't wear depends. Do you?
No, not yet.
So you don't wear depends. Do you wear tennis shoes?
Find it.
See how simple that is? Because if you don't, I'm going to stand here all day until you define it. I can't define it. I don't know what tennis shoes are. Well, you know what you got on. Oh, I thought those were running shoes. I didn't know.
I don't even hand out my driver's license to them. I'm not going to.
I showed you mine. I don't have one. Here it is. And then the judge says, well, where's your, the cop said, where's it? Well, has that been repealed? Has that been repealed? I don't know. Well, then that's all you get. Yeah.
Well, whenever the policeman comes to the window and you crack it and you're just kind of bantering back and forth like that, and he calls in 3 more cop cars.
Okay, then that's fine. He'll say to me, well, since you don't want to get up, can I call back up? I said, okay, hold on. What are you doing? I'm calling back up too. That way we'll both have some people here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, good.
Okay.
911, I get someone else above him out.
Oh, good for you. Okay.
See, I don't. Let me ask you a question. Do you think I can take her?
Take her.
Take her where?
See how simple that is? See, she said, oh, see, do you see? You have to make the determination. Take. I don't know. What's take? I don't want her in my truck. I just washed my truck. What are you saying? I ain't saying nothing. I'm just telling you I washed my truck. Now let me show you what I'm saying. I have a 9mm automatic 1911. I have a 45 1911 automatic. What do you want me to shoot you with?
What shoot?
You know, pull the trigger and hit you with a bullet. What do you want me to shoot you with? Hello? Hello?
I'm just so conservative. everybody.
I want you
go,
to shoot
"I
me
want
with a
you to shoot
camera."
me."
See, take a camera, shoot me with a Nerf gun. All I'm doing is giving you inventory. I didn't say I was gonna shoot you with any one of those. Let you decide. Well, hit me with a Nerf gun. Shoot me with a squirt gun. Get in your car and drive 4 blocks away and shoot me with a squirt gun.
But how do you react like that so quick
Because
with it
it's
when
a
you have
gift.
5 of them
It's a
breathing
gift.
down on you?
It's a gift. That's all I can tell you. It's a gift. You gotta understand something. They picked me up at the house. I lived in Houston. They flew me to Dallas, took me to the downtown, in front of Barefoot Sanders, or whatever his name is, put me down on the 5th floor, sat me down. In that length of time, I had all this put together. Because I was going to prison for 55 years. First thing out of his mouth was, "You're going to jail for 55 years. You'll sign this right here. Tell me that you won't, oh shoot, what did he say? No, you won't react or you won't try to defend any of this. I'll only give you 30. What is he telling me? Well,
You're gonna
so-
die in jail.
So I said to him, tell you what I'm going to do. This is a one-time deal. Give me 100 years. Now, at your age, I'm going to give you 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, or 500 years. Which one's the worst?
Does it matter?
See what I'm saying? Why does it matter? I'm going to die there. So give me 500 years. I'll be the first guy in town that has... So when he was giving me 55 years, now I'm going to ask you a question. I owe you $500. How much will you take?
$500.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to make this out really nice and tell you how you look good. You know, you're handsome today. Your hair looks good. We take 30?
Nope.
So he did something wasn't right in his paperwork. Yeah.
So you go into court and they do the roll call.
Yeah.
And the bailiff says, when the judge calls your name, you know, say here or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And they call out your name.
Okay, now, there's a problem. Because they never say Cary Zohlman. They always say Mr. Zohlman. And I always say, whoa, that's my dad. My dad's got the honored place at the table. He's Mr. Zohlman.
So are you Cary Zohlman or not?
Yes, but it's not what you asked. Absolutely.
Okay, so you just admitted to the name and now you're under their jurisdiction.
No, sir. Okay, now that you said that, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, my wife wants to get a divorce, so she took me to the federal district court. The federal district judge gave her the house, both cars, my truck, my checking account, both dogs, and I had to pay her $1,000 a month. Tell me what she got.
The gold mine?
What did she get?
She got
Nothing.
got
She got nothing. Why? Federal district court has no jurisdiction in divorce. But I spoke and she spoke and both signed the document. Now what does she get?
Nothing.
Ain't that something? So the question is, how do you give a court jurisdiction? There's two kinds of jurisdiction, in rem and in personam. In rem is subject matter and in personam is personal jurisdiction. How do you give it to them?
Admitting to the name.
No, you can't give it to them. You can't. Why? The Bill of Rights says I have inalienable rights. What's another name for inalienable? Lienable.
Can't? Yeah.
Okay? I have unlienable rights. What's the court doing?
They're leaning.
They can't.
Yeah.
See? They can't. I understand that. So when I get there, see, they call me up. Does this court have jurisdiction? Yes. Can I see it? No. Okay. Since you have jurisdiction, I got a ticket. It's a transportation ticket. Would you agree to that? No. Okay, then what kind of ticket is it? No matter to me. See? I'm out in left field so far that that's all they can do. See, I'm dyslexic, and so the doctor told me that I use a different part of the brain. Because I use a different part of the brain, they can't get their arms around it, just like nobody else can either. So because of that, I take advantage of it. Now, if you would, who's got a smartphone? Would you look up for us, and I'm going to show you what they're doing to us. You know what it is? It's Title I, Section 1. For some reason, I can't get online. Let's see. Let's see if I have it.
Title I, Section 1?
Yes, please. And I want you to listen to this. And then he's going to read a line, I'm going to stop him, and then I'm going to ask you a question from that line. And then I'm going to show you what's happening to us. This is what's happening to us. Title I, Section 1 is the first title, the first section. Every single code is now tied to that. That's the starting point of every code. Okay, go ahead, Glenn.
You ready?
Yes, please.
It says, in determining the meaning of any act of Congress, unless the context indicates otherwise.
Stop right there. What did he just say? Any act of Congress. Well, the Title 26 hasn't been enacted into positive law, but it doesn't say that. So when we go to court and say, well, this hasn't been enacted into positive law, you're going to jail. Now it's just a matter of how long. It didn't say that. Any act of Congress. Now, who wrote the traffic laws in Texas? The state of Texas? The state don't have fingers, so no, you're incorrect. The legislature did. What's another name for legislature? Congress. Congress wrote it. Congress, unless they tell you otherwise. Does that make sense? Now read the second line and stop for me, Glenn. Now listen to this.
Words importing the singular include and apply to several persons, parties, or things.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking you, what does singular mean? Bam, let me ask you this one. What does singular mean? I want to see if you're listening to what he said. Hello? Hello?
What?
Okay, read it again, Glenn. Now listen very closely.
Words importing the singular include and apply to several persons, parties, or things.
What does it mean?
One
What?
means many and many means
Well,
one.
we don't know that yet. So what does singular mean?
Plural.
Okay. So, are you married?
What's married?
Have a partner? Husband or not a husband? Do you have a partner?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a singular partner? Or more than, or not? Do you have a singular partner?
It doesn't matter.
Ain't that something? See? You're on the stand. Do you have a singular partner? Yes, I have a singular partner. Now, it's not a matter if you're going to jail. You're going. Now it's just a matter of how long. Now read the next one. Listen to this.
Words importing the plural include the singular.
What does plural mean? Okay, do I have a wife? Yes. How many? I got plural wives. I got plural wives. Does she know about the other ones? Well, no. Plural means singular. Singular means plural. So now you're on the stand and you're doing the best you can. You're nervous and you're shaking. This is how I beat them right here. Now read the next line. Listen to this.
Words importing the masculine gender include the feminine as well.
Are you married to a man or a woman?
Who knows?
Is your partner a man or a woman?
I don't know.
Really? You don't know? I can't help you. I can't help you. No! You see the problem? So you're going to go up and say, well, I'm married to a singular man. Ooh, so you have multiple partners and they're all females. No. You just lied. Read that one more time. Now listen to this.
Words importing the masculine gender include the feminine as well.
So I could stand on the court as the attorney and accuse you of having multiple female partners. Now defend that.
I have a...
Defend it. You're going to jail. Defend it.
Yes.
You see? Okay, so you got, now, how many years do you want? 10 or 20?
I'll take 100.
Do you see what I'm saying? So the answer is, whoa, yeah, but what proof do you have that it's me? See, now I've neutered them. See? Because they may, now read the next one. I'm just telling you what they're using on us. If we don't understand that, how do you defend something you don't know?
Words used in the present tense include the future as well as the present.
See? This is nuts. Okay, now defend it. Well, okay. So the IRS is going to say to you, did you file a 1040? No. Why not? Well, because I'm I'm not one that has to, okay? But does your homosexual girlfriend? What? See, we're so far now from the thing. You're over here defending something that cannot be defended. So now we got a choice. You want 10 years or 20? I'll take 10. Not a problem. Next. How did that happen? Them bastards, they're corrupt. No, they're not. You let them be corrupt. See? Do you follow 1040? No. Why? Because the Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice in your own publication says I'm forbidden from it. No, don't. Here, let me read it to you. Okay, I got it one more time. Now let's read the next one. It gets worse.
The words insane and insane person shall include every idiot, insane person, and person non-competous.
Non-compos mentis. Now, what does that mean? Do you know?
Includes every idiot.
It means every idiot. But here's the problem. If you don't answer the question quickly, personally, and honestly, I'll send you in for a mental evaluation. They're telling you they're using Title I, Section 1. See? He told me that. Well, if you don't answer the question, I'm going to send you in for a mental evaluation. Oh, thank God, thank God. My question to you is, I lived with my parents till I was 25. I was a little slow, a little slow on the uptake. Would the doctor that's going to see me for 1 hour know me better than my parents after 25 years? And I shut my mouth. The judge said, well, no. She said I was different. I wasn't crazy. And I sat down. He goes, no, well, he can't do anything anymore. It's over. I neutered him. Okay, read the next one, man.
The words person and whoever include corporations, companies, associations, firms, partnerships, societies, and parts, joint stock companies, as well as individuals.
Okay, I have a friend of mine, whoever. Do you know him? Hello?
No.
Really? Okay, now, I'm just going to see through lines of the court. Tell me what General Motors is.
It's a person.
So I thought you said you didn't know. General Motors is not a person. General Motors is a corporation. Read it one more time. Listen.
The words person and whoever include corporations, companies.
Stop right there. It means corporations. Do you know whoever? Nope. Well, who's General Motors? That's a corporation. You lied. Now it's not a matter. You're going to jail. How long do we got to go? Now she's going to jail. We got what we wanted. Now it's a matter of how long, how much money do I make putting you in jail? Why? Well, I didn't know. Oh. So if I walk back there and I fondle you, what are you going to do? I didn't know. I didn't know. See what we're doing? We're letting them be corrupt. Not that they aren't corrupt, but the corruption isn't too far along with me. Now let's read the next line.
Officer includes any person authorized by law to perform the duties of the office.
Any police officer out there on the highway, what's his first name? They all, funniest thing, they all have the same first name. What is it?
Officer.
So he has the right to do what the duties of the office is. If he fondles you, pulls you over, reaches down your blouse and fondles you, what are you going to say?
Do I know you?
How do you know that's not the duties of the office? He said it was. See? What am I going to do? I'm going to shoot his arm off. Why'd you do that? Because you're going to prove it now. So then give you your stump back and have it sewed on. See, I'm just an asshole, and I told you that. That's just how I am. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Now, let's read the next one.
Signature or subscription includes a mark when the person making it intended it as such.
When the judge puts a dot on a piece of paper and hands it to you, what did he just do?
Signed it.
What? Now, read the next one. Listen to this one.
Oath includes affirmation and sworn includes affirmed.
That's okay, we don't care about that one. Read the next one. Now, this is really important. Listen to this one.
Writing includes printing and typewriting and reproductions of visual symbols by photographing, multigraphing, mimeographing, manifolding, or otherwise.
Or otherwise. Now, the dot on the piece of paper, we already said, was a mark. So if the judge takes that and runs it off 50 times, and you get the 50th copy, what did you just get?
A mark.
A mark. You got the original blue ink signature. Well, by God, I'm not going to stand for this. You're going to give me the blue ink signature. So he hands you a dime. 50th copy. That's the blue. Again, you can't argue an argument you don't understand. Doesn't that make sense? So I stay away from all that. I go to right straight to the glossary page. I go straight to the words. What do the words mean? See what I'm saying? Now, I walk up to you and I slap you as hard as I can right across the cheek. And I mean, I hit you hard. Would that hurt?
Yeah.
Hello? We're okay. If I slap her, will it hurt you? Huh, you lied. You lied. Now it's not a matter, you're going to jail. This is, now ask me the same question.
If I slapped him, would it hurt you?
No, it wouldn't. That's not what I asked you. If you slap me in the face, would it hurt? My answer is, hurt whom? You got to define it now. Well, would it hurt you? Yes. Every time in this conversation that we talk about slapping in the face, you just told them me. I control it every time. Because you don't know if it's going to hurt him or not. I feel bad about that, but you know, she's crying and all that. So I go off and I haul off, and I mean, I give you I punch you so hard, you're out cold. When you wake up, would that hurt? See how simple that is? Well, would it hurt the guy next to you? No, I don't know. Ask him. See, now you're protected. All I'm doing is showing you how to protect yourself in a court situation. God knows I'm as dumb as a bag of hammers. But because of what I'm doing, they cannot get a grasp of it. Doesn't that make sense?
Cary, we need to do a few Q&As.
That's fine. Does anybody have any questions? Please ask them. I'm here for you. Do you have any questions? Yes.
My suggested comment, I don't understand how you get away with this. I mean, I am all for you, and you keep on running in circles, I get it. But how, it's like when the police officer comes to the car, they don't get you for something.
Because
throw you off.
I put my hands on the steering wheel, roll the window to that far and say, may I help you? Can you roll the window down? No. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you married?
Define marriage.
Have a husband? Hello?
Did you define husband?
Okay, a partner.
Define partner.
Okay, somebody you sleep with at night.
You sleep with where?
In your bed.
The bed is where?
In your house, in your bedroom.
That's a bad-
See, after you go so far, they'll get you to see, I don't go that far, but that's okay. Do you have one?
Have one what?
A husband.
What's a husband?
Okay, we've already gone over this. I'm not going over it again. I'll just put you in jail for 120 days. When you come back, you'll understand. See, you can't go that far. So the question is, I have to ask you for permission. They got to ask you. I cannot come to your house, walk in the house, and expect you to cook my dinner. Can I?
No.
Why? Well, I got a hammer, and I got a gun, and I got a sword, and a knife, and brass knuckles. Are you going to cook my dinner now? No. Why? See, I think I look at something completely different. That's my truck. When they pull me over and they walk up to me, they're my guest. I treat them very kind. So, I have my marriage license laminated. Let me see your license. I slide it through the window.
Okay, they didn't define which license.
Wait a minute. It doesn't matter to me. See?
Okay.
Do you eat trash?
It's trash.
Ah, it's Oreo. My wife makes it. It's Cheerios, corn checks, and all with a spice in it. She mixes it up, and pretzels, and then she puts it in the oven and bakes it. She calls it trash. I eat trash all the time. I love it. See, you did what? You have to know what I'm asking you.
I got you.
Now,
Thank you.
now, watch what I'm trying to tell you. This is going to get a little bit ugly, and you're not going to like it. But have you ever had a husband? Have you ever been married? That's a yes or no, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Okay, I got messed up.
Do you have any? No. Have you ever had any children? That's a yes or no, ma'am.
Define children.
Okay, the little people. Have you ever had any
We
children?
represent the lollipop guild.
If you don't answer me, I'll just put you in jail. I don't care.
You gotta call a bailiff to register.
Bailiff and just say, see? So I just want to know, I'm going to show you what they're doing to us. I'm going to show you what we're doing. So do you have any children?
What are children?
They're babies. Have you ever had a baby?
What kind of baby?
A black child. See? You're asking a stupid question, so I'm going to answer them stupidly.
Okay.
Have you ever had any children?
Have you ever had any children?
Yes. Have you ever birthed any children? I know, I'm trying to go somewhere here. If you just answer me so I can show you what I'm going
Do you
for.
want her, do you want her to answer it the way normally the
Yeah.
board would?
Okay, can I ask you?
Do you want me to answer it normally?
Yes. Have you ever had any children?
Yes.
Okay, now, you've been married and you have children. This next question is important. Are you a virgin?
No.
Really? So, wait a minute. Have you ever, have you ever flown a 747?
I've flown in one.
That's not what I asked you. Have you ever been a pilot in one? Have you ever driven a NASCAR car?
No.
The word virgin is first time. So there's, yeah, I am. I've never, see, what I'm saying is, have you a virgin? I don't know. What is one? See, that's the red herring. They set you up to answer the question. That way when you answer the question, it's not a matter of going to jail. You're going to jail. Now it's just a matter of time. Every question they asked me, every one, I would give them a little bit, then they would come back and ask the question. Oh, yeah, I'm confused.
Cary, like when I've been pulled over a lot. And I've gotten out of 4 tickets. I can tell you that for sure, by knowing something. I do it different, but I've had a cop say, what's your driver's license say? And I said, well, it can't talk. So I did say that. Oh, it's pissed. And then he kept asking me, and then, that was...
Say that's cute.
But I've had him say, roll down window, like he said, no. And then he comes to the other side, he goes, roll down this window. I said, hell no. Because you never want to roll down both either.
Right.
Because they say the wind, I've never smoked a joint in my life, 55, never. But I don't want that, I don't even want to go to court to ask him. So he goes, I can't hear you. I said, I'll get closer.
So here's what I do. I can't hear you.
And I'm polite to him.
I'm polite. See, when I was at court, the judge asked me, he says, I don't understand. I said, okay, then let me make it real clear. My name is, you're being a wise ass. No, sir. He says, well, I don't understand. I said, okay, here. And he said, what? Oh, you understood that. See, you're not using my glossary page. I don't understand. Doesn't that make sense?
This kind of gets back to Adventures in Legal Land. Mark Stevens, have you ever read his book?
No, I never read it.
Adventures in Legal Land. And Clinton's highly acclaimed question. It depends on what your definition is.
Yeah.
See?
It's
So
all about definitions in legal land. You've got to know what you're talking about.
okay, let me ask you, who in here speaks Mandarin? Who in here speaks Mandarin? Okay, I'm going to ask 3 questions in Mandarin. I want you to answer. Could you do it? Hello? Hello? Could you do it? So you would have to have a glossary page. You would have to have a definitions, right? That's what my glossary page is, my definitions. It's my translation. Doesn't that make sense? Here's my translation. We don't use those. Not a problem. See? Now, just for the fun of it, how old are you? You can lie to me. I don't really care. I'm trying to prove a point here.
32.
Okay, I'm 30. See, I didn't ask you that. I'm 39,471 days old. They can't use it. See? Now, I bought a brand new, I'm a contractor. I bought a brand new tape from Home Depot this morning. I pulled it out and it sheared off at 12 inches. It's exactly 12 inches. Looks like I cut it with a pair of scissors. I mean, it's got a clicker on it, it's got a whistle, it's got a light, it's got a compass, and it's got a little peeker in it. It broke off at 12 inches. What do I have now, if you don't mind me asking? What do I have? A foot, right? Okay. Okay. Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. Do you know anybody that does?
Yes.
When they were born, what's on the end of the baby's ankle? Ooh, God dang, that's a gigantic kid, isn't it?
That is a big kid.
You see what you're doing? See, blah, blah. What do you have? Well, you have 24 half inches. Huh? 36 quarter inches. Huh? I don't know what you got. On the contrary. See how I protected myself? See, because they asked you to answer it. I had no idea. What is 12 inches? I was the dumbest guy in class. I failed math. Sorry. You see, there's no way to get their arms around me. And that's all I'm trying to help you with. I don't care whether you do it or not. I'm telling you what I do. I don't give legal advice. None of this is legal advice. This is how I handle it. See? When I go to the court, the judge says, yeah, dismissed. Why does he dismiss it? Because see, my goal is he's already ruined my day. They get 400 people, 300 people in there, and everybody says $400. They make $12,000 an hour. When I'm there till the end of the day. They're done. So if I go in at 9 o'clock, I'm there till 5. That's my goal. Who's on first? Why? Because they lost $300,000. Okay, I got to pay $300. Okay, here's $300. But they lost $300,000 that day. How many of those do they want? They don't want that. They would just as soon not have me there. They would rather let me go than lose $300,000. So, can I have a ticket tomorrow? So what I always tell the judge, this, it's dismissed. Want to play again? I always tell them that. You want to play again? See, to me, it makes sense. And I don't know, it makes sense to me, but people say it's difficult to get their arms around it. See what I'm saying?
You just always ask them a question? Just always answer them with a question?
100%. Okay. Do you like ice cream?
Do you?
No, I don't eat it. I don't like ice cream. I hate it. Do you like ice cream?
Do you?
Okay, you already asked me that and I already answered it. Do you like ice cream?
Define ice cream.
See how simple that is? You're standing, okay, ice cream is milk with dog shit in it that you whip up and then you freeze it. And you like that? No. Okay. See? I mean, that's why I don't eat it. See? Do you see how stupid this is? Yes, but that's what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
We have to understand. Glenn read it to you. Now, up is down, and down is up. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. What color is the ceiling?
Brown.
Purple.
No. Look at it. It's brown. He's right. See? And that's difficult. It's
Everything's
difficult.
upside down.
It's
Everything's reversed.
upside down.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a boyfriend in your life? Ever?
What's boyfriend?
Okay. It's a partner.
What's a partner?
It's somebody that you go everywhere with. It's a man or a wife. Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I have.
What's it
that.
go?
Okay. Now, since you said yes, you're homosexual then, right? You're a lesbian, correct? Man means woman, woman means man. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing to us. How do you combat that? I'm the dumbest man in this room, I'll be honest with you. I really, really am. I'm the dumbest guy in this room. See? But I've used that to my advantage. Can I ask you, what color is a red shirt? What color is a red shirt? Hello? Hello? What color is a red shirt?
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
Okay, you're colorblind. I'm going to send you to the doctor and let him check your eyes. And when he gets back, if you're not colorblind, I'm going to put you in jail for perjury.
How many years?
25.
25.
So, I'll give you one more chance. What color is the red shirt?
What is a shirt?
Right here. I'm wearing it.
What is wearing?
It's all going on. Now, ask me the same question so I can show you how to answer that.
Is this a gray shirt?
I don't know.
What color is a black shirt?
Thank you for asking. To whom?
To you.
Oh, to me? It's black. Because now I protected myself. Because when he comes and says, well, he said, I object, I object. He said, what is it? And I answered it. I'm protected now. What color is the red shirt? Red, okay? I'm gonna ask somebody who's blind. What color is somebody who's blind? What color is it? I don't know, I don't see red. See? Now you've got to defend. What color is the red shirt? To whom? Well, to you. It's red. Every time they say red shirt, it's to me, no one else. That's just one thing. I'm just trying to show you how to protect yourself. Now, in Michigan, I told you I was born in Michigan. We wear underwear. Do they wear underwear in Texas?
What's underwear?
See how simple that is? See how simple that is? Well, never mind. Because if you had said yes, then I was going to define it. But since you don't, I don't want to define it. So, good, I'm not going to answer it. Because if you'd have said yes, then I would have said, well, what are they? Well, you don't. No, I don't. That's not. In Michigan, because I pre-set it up. In Michigan, underwear is a barbed wire that you wrap around your junk and you tighten it up. Well, you see, that's what they're saying. See? So, see? That's why I protect myself against them. See?
Just by you saying to whom, that protects you automatically,
Okay.
even if they keep asking you.
Ask me, I'll show you, ask me.
Is it hot outside?
To whom?
To whom? Okay, let me ask you a question.
I love it. It's great.
See? I love it. It's not hot. Now, is it raining today? I'm using the answer so I can prove my point.
Okay, no.
Really? My brother in Detroit just called me and said it's pouring like a dog. What's the answer?
Where? To whom?
Where?
Or where?
See? Oh, well, in Detroit. How do I know? I'm in Dallas. I ain't got a clue. Now you're protected. What? Okay. 4th of July, what was the temperature like?
Where?
See how simple that is? Antarctica was 42 below zero and snowing like a dog. See? I got you. The only way you can answer is where? Well, in Dallas. It was hot and sweaty and... See? Doesn't that protect you now?
And that's exactly what they do, is they go and say stuff that has multiple answers, and when you answer what they're leading you along to answer, they stick it to you.
That's right.
The prosecutor already has his questions ready for you.
Okay.
So once you answer the first one, he hears it that way, so you're already going to lose.
That's why you bar grieve the lawyers.
Right.
You always.
Now, let me show you what they do to you. You have a 32-ounce glass in front of you. I put 16 ounces of water in that 32-ounce glass. Now what do you have? Answer it so I can show you what they do. What do you have? You have 16 ounces in a 32-ounce glass. What do you have?
Half empty.
Okay.
You have
half
a full
in-
glass.
Well, all right.
You have a full glass.
See?
You have 16 ounces of this and 16 ounces of
But
that.
if you said half empty, we're going to take all the questions that are half full and get rid of them because you're a half empty person. Now, it's a mental thing. They're going to ask you questions that just, yeah, God dang it, I don't know. See, you can't get your arms around it because they're dealing with your personality. What I would say is it's full. 16 ounces of water and 16 ounces of air, right? They ain't got no full questions. Okay, let's see. See? In other words, they're always screwed up with me. See? Doesn't that make sense? Okay, do you know Billy Gibbons, the lead singer and the lead guitarist of ZZ Top? You know who he is? You ever seen him?
Yes.
Huh? Who is he? He's got the long beard, right? He's got the real long beard. Okay, if I don't shave every day, my beard's going to be that long. Do you shave?
Yes.
See, that's difficult, wasn't it? See, I was trying to get you to say no. Then I would have said, huh, what do you do with your armpit hairs? You braid it? No, I shave it. You're lying. Going to reverse. See what I'm saying? That's what they do to us. Me? I'm loving it.
Germany.
Yes.
Something came up in the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if you could help
maybe even establish a database. What is your input or guidance on how to address that, other than just not answering the door?
No. I'm gonna answer the door. And they're gonna ask me, have you been vaccinated? Hell yeah! See it right here? Well, no, we meant, they should have said that, get off my property before we have a problem. See? They don't get 2 bites with me. How many of you people, and how many like strawberry pie? Okay, what is it? Hello? Hello?
It's a dessert.
It's a dessert? Well, so is chocolate, right?
Yep.
So is it chocolate?
No.
What is strawberry pie? You said you liked it, you gotta know what it is.
It's got strawberries.
Okay,
Flour,
strawberries,
sugar.
I have some black strawberries, they're so old, they got mold on them. I'll bring them to you. Will you make me a pie?
No.
Would you like it?
Nope.
You liar. I hate people that lie to me. I hate, see what you did? I like it. What is it? I don't know. What is it? See? Who likes strawberry pie? I don't know. What is it? Well, it's, well, are the strawberries good or bad? Are they pie? Is there mold on them? See, I'm an asshole that way, and I don't mean to be, but I just am. I can't help myself because I've been stung so many times. See? Does that make sense? So let me recap, and then I'll let you guys go. I'll recap. What I do is I use a glossary page. What does a glossary page do for me? Anybody answer that?
It defines words.
Yes.
It gives him control over the words.
It gives me control over everything. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, I use forms. Why do I use forms? It's a model or a skeleton of an instrument to be used in a court of law. It's an instrument. What is an instrument? It's a bond. It's a trust. It's a contract. So I write it to where it's to my advantage. If they don't fill it out, I do a fault with a right to cure and a default. I file the default and it pays for everything. I don't care what it is. Why? Because they can't use Federal Reserve notes to pay anything. If they could, if you got a $2,000 car payment and you got a $3,000 house payment, couldn't you pay your house payment and give it to your car and then give you money back?
Ask that again.
Okay, you got a $2,000 car payment. You got a $3,000 house payment. If I can pay debt with debt, which is I could take my house payment and pay my car payment with it, and they'd have to give me change, wouldn't they?
Right. Yeah, if you can pay a debt with a debt, that's right. That's what they are.
So you can't pay anything with the Federal Reserve notes. You can't. Now, write this down if you want to, but in Title 26, 1271 through 1275 says you cannot pay taxes on notes. Does anybody know what a note is? It's a little love letter I used to give my girlfriends, right? No. See? Doesn't that make sense? That's what it says. So I use what they say all the time. I just don't care. I use what they say so that I am protected at all times. Title 1, Section 1. Look it up and read it and understand it when you get home. Because Title 1, Section 1 tells you that up is down and down is up. Okay? Is there a difference between a man and a woman? Is there?
Nope.
Biologically?
Nope.
Speaking?
Nope.
Not under the law.
Not under the law. See, you got under, but that doesn't, I don't care. Makes no difference. See, what they're doing is they're backing you into a corner, and you're trying your best to answer truthfully. See, the only way you can be truthfully is, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer it truthfully, okay? Please?
Yes, sir.
Are you older than 35?
35 what?
30, yeah, 35.
See? Do you see what I'm saying? Duh! See? 35 what? Well, 35 BC. Well, wait a minute. You didn't answer me. So, see? That's what you're up against. The reason I learned all this is I used to be an oarsman on the Ark. And so, making note of it, just like that. No, what I'm trying to tell you, see, when I said 35, the first thing yeah, I'm older than 35. Really? 35 BC? Yeah. Well, I'm not that old. Well, you said you were. You lied. Now it's not a matter of going to jail. Well, these judges are corrupt. Why are they corrupt? Tell me why they're corrupt.
They get paid.
Right. See, now, they're corrupt anyway, don't get me wrong, they're corrupt. But I'm making them less corrupt. Because see, when I do what I do, I get the answers that I need. They denied my thing, I appeal it on the grounds. He said, blank. See, now I can use Title I, Section 1, I can use all this stuff against them. See what I'm saying? When I appeal it, it's a lot harder for them to throw it out. See, they turn over most everything, and the reason they overturn it is because of the way I am. I'm just an idiot that way. I can't help myself. Okay. Does anybody know who Jimmy Buffett is? Okay. Who is he?
He's a single contractor.
It's 5 o'clock.
Somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's,
See? And that's
somebody else, but.
Does that make sense? It's not 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in Hawaii. It's 5 o'clock in China.
Right.
That's somewhere. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay.
See?
Wait, I didn't follow the transition from
I
Jimmy
understand.
Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, that's his song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. What I'm trying to tell you is, you see how bizarre, I know, I'm a nut job. I'm a nut job, I'm sorry. I told you that when I started. Does anybody have any questions for me before I sit down? Yes.
I get your defensive, or your offensive defensive position. What about going after the IRS for money that they've already stolen?
Okay, there's a form you can fill out to get it back.
What is the form?
Why should I tell you? Think about that. You're asking me to tell you how to get money. That makes no sense to me. I'm kidding you. Come on, Doug.
Well,
What is it for?
Because you said you don't file 1040s, but if you work for somebody and they withhold federal and social security and FICA taxes,
Do an exempt. Do an exempt W-4. They won't take nothing out. They'll take zero out.
Well, I did that, and they still took social security and.
Okay, that's okay. That's only 7.5%.
Yeah.
That's the.
But the thing is, I don't owe that either.
Have you ever heard of an OID?
Yes, offering. No.
An original issue discount. What it does is, you got to understand something. Does anybody know what a loan is? Tell me what a loan is.
It's, your credit being given back to you.
Okay, that's not a loan. So what they do is, because you got a loan or you made money, that's credit. In other words, I work for credit. The OID will give you the credit back. So if you made $100,000 and paid $50,000 in taxes, they'll give you $100,000 back. Because that's what the form is for. We get checks every day for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you go online and you fill it out and it does it for you.
What does that stand for now?
Original
Okay.
issue discount. Now, think about this. I'm going to give you this real quick. Hillary Clinton's running for president. She raises $400 million. How much of that $400 million can she spend on her personal self? Zero. So, she does an OID and they give her $400 million back. Think about it. Hillary Clinton, when they went to Washington, she was worth $35 million. She's worth $750 million today. How'd that happen? Look it up. It'll tell you. So when I looked at it, I found out why. The OID gives you your debt back because see, they're calling it money and it's not. This is your protection under HJR 192, which has been repealed, but the policy is still in place. It tells you all about it.
It's
JR House Joint Resolution 192. And if you read it, it'll tell you. See, a loan is not a loan. When you sign it, it's an exchange. They're exchanging your signature for credit.
Right.
That's not a loan.
Right.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, my pleasure.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. If y'all want to take a break, we'll be ready to start in about 10 minutes.